Hey guys, so really quickly, I'm actually really happy I did not upload this video when I did. I made this video yesterday. Just as I was putting the finishing touches on this video, Patty Jenkins actually released a statement on her Twitter, maybe her Instagram, whatever other social media platform she has, to explain the situation going on with Wonder Woman 3. I'm going to save my comments for last, but I'm going to read you the most important bits of what she has to say here. Like I said, you can find this on Twitter, but she says, I originally left Rogue Squadron after a long and productive development process when it became clear it couldn't happen soon enough, and I did not want to delay Wonder Woman 3 any further. When I did, Lucasfilm asked me to reconsider coming back to Rogue Squadron after Wonder Woman 3, which I was honored to do, so I agreed. They made a new deal with me. In fact, I am still on it, and the project has been in active development ever since. I don't know if it will happen or not. We never do until the development process is complete, but I look forward to its potential ahead. When there started being backlash about Wonder Woman 3 not happening, the attractive clickbait false story that it was me that killed it or walked away started to spread. This is simply not true. I never walked away. I was open to considering anything asked of me. It was my understanding there was nothing I could do to move anything forward at this time. DC is obviously buried in changes they are having to make, so I understand these decisions are difficult right now. The rest of this statement basically just goes on to say how much she's enjoyed working with people on Wonder Woman, the Wonder Woman character, and how much she loves Gal Gadot. James Gunn has also responded to this statement, and he said on Twitter that he and Safran have never had anything but good encounters with Patty Jenkins. Now, I have a couple of things I want to say. I don't know Patty Jenkins. I don't know these people, and I probably never will. I can only comment on the things that we see on the internet or just personal opinions you may have about people who, once again, you've never met. Now, as you progress through this video, I may actually go a little hard on Patty Jenkins for thinking how she handled the situation was ridiculous with the whole Wikipedia definition thing and her walking away from the project. But let's for a second take it from the standpoint that she didn't walk away and that her statement is true. She brings up a fair point that Warner Brothers and DC is in a lot of changes right now. They are potentially in reboot mode. So what would be the point in making Wonder Woman 3 if that iteration of the character is not going to be the same? Although fighting against this statement, this is not the first time that Patty Jenkins has, I guess in a sense, has been outright insubordinate. She has been kicked off or has walked off multiple projects before. Usually the reason why she leaves is because the studio does not like her treatment or she is not capable of taking constructive criticism. She has a history of that stuff. And I'm not saying that is what happened within the Wonder Woman situation here, but I would not be surprised if that did happen and she is simply trying to come out ahead of this and she's trying to save face. Once again, there is no way of truly knowing unless you want to rely on the inside sources or from her own word of mouth, which on the internet nowadays is very 50-50. We used to live in a time pre-internet where you could take face value the words that were coming from someone's mouth, but nowadays you don't really know. So there you go. Maybe she's not responsible for Wonder Woman 3's cancellation. Maybe she's telling the truth. Or maybe she's not. And if you don't think she is, continue on in this video and see what I have to say about it. Now, I would have made a video like this a while before today if there was something to talk about. When it comes to Wonder Woman, there's not much to say because the details surrounding Wonder Woman have been completely silent. No one really talks about Wonder Woman. When you hear about developments of Wonder Woman in the DCU or at the time the DCEU, it was just, oh yeah, I've heard Gal Gadot has shot a scene of Wonder Woman in blah blah blah. It's just a cameo. It's a sneak peek, whatever it may be. DC has been very quiet on the character. We do not have much news about the character at all. That is until last week when Wonder Woman 3 got canceled. And this is going to be what I do best on this channel, giving my 2 cents, giving my opinions. So let's just get straight into the nitty-gritty. What happened when Patty Jenkins gave them her treatment? Warner Brothers Film Group co-chairperson chairpersons and CEOs Michael DeLuca and Pamela Abdy didn't think the treatment worked and decided not to move forward with the film in its current iteration. Gunn and Safran, who had nothing to do with the decision, also agreed with DeLuca and Abdy that the treatment didn't work. DeLuca and Abdy spoke to Jenkins first and communicated that they didn't get the treatment, didn't think it was the right direction for the franchise, and asked Jenkins if she would consider pitching something else for the IP in another direction. According to one insider, Jenkins refused and let DeLuca and Abdy know that they were wrong and that they didn't understand her, didn't understand the character, didn't understand character arcs, and didn't understand what Jenkins was trying to do. To underscore her point, according to the first insider, Jenkins sent an email to DeLuca that ended with a link to the Wikipedia definition of character arc. Okay, come on now, like, how petty are we going to be here, Patty? If that's true, that's just ridiculous. Jenkins was told that if she wanted to come back and pitch a different direction for Wonder Woman, the studio would hear it. She stood firm to her vision and responded that if they didn't want to do her treatment, she wasn't going to do a different one and would instead just move on to her next film. Jenkins especially didn't want to hear what newly installed DC chiefs Gunn and Safran had to say, even though they had nothing to do with the decision to move forward with her vision of Wonder Woman 3. So it certainly seems like Patty Jenkins is certainly just mad. She's just upset. That's really what this is coming down to. A lot of her anger here seems a little misplaced and a little petty. It almost feels as if she's acting like a 7-year-old child who was just told by their parent that no, they can't play video games. Or no, you can't have pop with dinner today. Or no, we're not getting McDonald's. It sounds very bad on her part. She doesn't want to allow them, being Gunn and Safran, to have a seat at the table to have an opinion on something new that she might come up with, an insider said. The studio has yet to discuss with Gadot how she feels about continuing as the Amazonian warrior without Jenkins and hopes she wishes to stay on. Two of the biggest problems here is what is going to happen with the third installment of Wonder Woman. Will we ever get one? Is it going to get uncanceled? And number two, what is the deal with Gal Gadot? Because one has to wonder if James Gunn is just simply gonna be like, screw this, I'm rebooting, let's start from scratch. Or is it going to be more of a soft reboot where he uses certain actors and actresses to reprise their roles and then moves forward with a reboot through story? So I just got to say with Patty Jenkins, what a terrible look this was. This had characteristics of a person that I would never want to work with. There is no way in the world after all of these issues I would say, you know what, Patty, come on back. We need you to make Wonder Woman 3. No, that would never happen after this. This is so petty and so childish and so ridiculous that she would no longer have a place in DC anymore. The fact that she literally sent the Wikipedia definition of character arc through email to Michael and Pamela is nonsense. How low do you have to go to Wikipedia and send the definition of character arc to CEO presidents who decide what gets greenlit or not? That is not how you keep relationships in this business. There's no way you can pull something so foolish like that and accept people in Warner Brothers and the company themselves to say, yeah, you know what? She's right. She just sent me the definition of character arc and character story through Wikipedia, by the way. We gotta keep her. Come on. There's no way Michael DeLuca and Pamela Abdy didn't open that email and chuckle. Like they must have gotten a little laugh out of that. Patty Jenkins does not get to throw around the definition of character arc in other people's faces after she destroyed Wonder Woman 84. She does not deserve to puff out her chest and flex on anybody. She ruined a lot of which was going on for these characters, including Wonder Woman in 84. I think it's laughable that somebody who clearly had such a hard time making Wonder Woman 84 has the audacity to talk about character arc and character story and the best decisions for a franchise. I'm sorry, you don't get to make Wonder Woman 84 and then get to walk away expecting no feedback on your next treatments. Sure, I understand sometimes people don't have the best outings on their sequels. But just because you mess up one time does not mean a studio is going to forget that one mess up and move forward. This industry is not friendly. A lot of the times you don't get second chances, so be happy that you are getting your third chance to make a third Wonder Woman film. And when they hit you with some feedback, when they give you the opportunity to rework it and rewrite it, take it. Don't be sending them the Wikipedia definition of character arc. Don't be getting mad that there are new CEOs trying to change DC when you want things to stay the same, and the same is not working. All in all, I wish Patty Jenkins the best. I hope she comes back and she's better than ever, but this is simply not the way to handle this situation. This is not a good look for her at all. Now for Wonder Woman herself, what is the deal here? Where are we going in the future of this character? What could James Gunn and Peter Safran possibly have planned for this character? And I'm just going to start off right now and tell you, I don't know. I really don't. There has been no word about Wonder Woman outside of her own movie, other than the couple of odd rumors that she might pop up in other things. I've heard about the cameo that she might be making in Shazam 2: Fury of the Gods. I've also heard that she might make an appearance in the Flash film and the Aquaman film, but I don't really think that's true. I've heard no more of that ever since maybe 3-4 months ago. Her character has just been dead lately. As much as I enjoyed the first Wonder Woman, now don't get me wrong, I think the final act of the film, the fight between Ares, is absolutely terrible, but the first Wonder Woman as a whole is pretty good, and then Wonder Woman 84 sucks. I think the biggest problem with the Wonder Woman character so far, though, yes, her movies do take place in the DC universe along with Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, Suicide Squad, Zack Snyder's Justice League, but you would never know it does. They are very standalone. Sure, we get Wonder Woman in Justice League and Batman vs. Superman, but if her own solo movies don't take place in the wider DCU, you wouldn't really care. I think moving forward, they have to find a way to obviously connect Wonder Woman in the wider DC universe much more prominently. If Wonder Woman sold the way Batman sells, well then yeah, you would definitely have an argument that Wonder Woman could have her own universe where only she existed in and no one else existed in. But unfortunately, even though Wonder Woman is very popular and even though she is super important within the Trinity, she does not sell as well as Batman, so no one really gets to have those privileges the way Batman does. So I think the question now is, do you bother with a Wonder Woman 3? Because a Wonder Woman 3 would essentially be a trilogy to the first two, and you would have to keep it within the same vibe, I would assume, where yes, it takes place in the DCU, but you wouldn't really care if it did because it doesn't really have that many outside connections to the DCU. Or you make another Wonder Woman film. If you'd like to consider it part of the trilogy, you can. If you don't, you don't have to. It will also star Gal Gadot, and you make a Wonder Woman film where it it does take place within the DCU, and you can see things everywhere that tell you it's in the DCU. I'm even talking little things, guys. It doesn't have to be big. Wonder Woman can simply be walking on the street trying to get to work, and she sees a newspaper that has Superman on the front cover. I do not care. It just needs to be more connected. And then the discussion of Gal Gadot herself, will she be coming back as Wonder Woman? That is the biggest question. I don't think really any of us know. And I think that even goes with saying we don't know if Henry Cavill's coming back. We don't know who's coming back and who isn't. I mean, there's not even a guarantee that Jason Momoa comes back as Aquaman. He might be coming back as Lobo. It's hard to say right now. A lot of what I say in my videos, and I'm sure a lot of other YouTubers out there, it's all speculation. It's all your best guess or your best bet. There is no definitive answer here. I would assume they will hold on to Gal. I think Gal wants to play Wonder Woman long term, and I think she herself actually wants to get Wonder Woman much more involved in a DCU. And I mean, why not keep her, right? What's the harm here? I mean, people love her. I love her. She certainly suits the Wonder Woman character, and it would feel a little off, you know, recasting her right now when she can play the character for a long time. I just think if you want to do a reboot, you go do it. No one's stopping you, but I don't think there's any harm in keeping specific actors for specific roles. And talking about Gal getting more involved in the Wonder Woman character and getting Wonder Woman herself to be more involved in the DCU, I think it would be a great opportunity to start developing Wonder Woman the same way Batman and Superman is being developed. I mean, when you look at DC, Batman and Superman are the driving force for DC. Whenever you watch a new DC movie, you're always like, oh my God, where's the next Easter egg of Batman and Superman? Is there something I can see here? Where is it? They gotta start getting Wonder Woman involved like that. At the end of Black Adam, when Superman shows up to give a friendly warning to Black Adam, wouldn't you like to see end credit scenes like that with Wonder Woman? Wouldn't you like to see Wonder Woman get more involved in the DC universe like that to actually be able to flesh out the Trinity? I mean, I think it's as simple as that. I don't really have much else to say. All I know is that Wonder Woman does need to be involved more, and I'm sure James Gunn realizes this. James Gunn is going to be pitching this thing to David Zaslav, I think, this weekend, and I'm sure after they do it, there's going to be a lot of potential rumors and leaks that are going to come out about their discussion, but we're going to have to see what he has planned for these characters come January. Even though right now things may not seem the best for Superman, things seem very confusing with Batman, and things are so unknown with Wonder Woman, just remember that David Zaslav has constantly been saying over the past 6 to 8 months, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman have to be the main focus, and the fact that James Gunn himself has said that the Trinity, especially Superman, is very important to the DCU. Take that as you will. Believe it if you want, or don't believe it. That's up to you. I'm going to choose to believe that we are going to be getting a definitive plan with these 3 characters. I am just overall excited to see what we're getting, because I'm done being a DC fan who doesn't know what in the world's going on. I'm tired of being a DC fan who's constantly wondering, do we finally have Henry Cavill as Superman? I just want definitive answers, and I'm just gonna let them do their thing and figure things out. But anyways, everyone, let me know in the comments down below what you think of the whole Patty Jenkins situation and what you hope to see from Wonder Woman moving forward in the future DCU. But just like usual, everyone, that is it for this video, and until next time, I will talk to you all very soon.